This is Alexia Tsotsis from TechCrunch TV. I'm here with Maria Genzel and Guy Hirsch. They are the co-founders of SayGent, and SayGent is a voice sentiment analysis. And I think you tossed out a stat of saving one of your customers, Comcast, about $20 million because they could tell who was really interested in getting cable and who was just really interested.
Right. So what?
Really interested versus really interested.
Exactly. So we developed this voice analysis capability to be able to judge human interest, human intent, all kinds of other things that you can gauge from voice, and there's a ton of potential for it. I mean, there's a lot of money in understanding what people really mean. So exactly as someone put it today, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So we can tell how you say it and what does it mean in terms of analytics for all kinds of use cases, from recruiting to employee surveys to cold calling to political surveys and things of that nature.
So what is the technology behind it? How does this work?
Right. So it's essentially to enable the call to collect the responses. It's a basically voice API in the cloud. We use Twilio to conduct those, to facilitate the collection of the responses. And then what we do for the analysis, we do something really cool. We use crowdsourcing to analyze the responses. So we capture the responses, we record them, and then we send it to the crowd. Essentially, we use Mechanical Turk, but it's deployable in other labor platforms. And we just essentially do a panel survey for each and every question, so we can collect the responses and collect the analysis based on the criteria that you have set up. So for example, if you want to know who among your customers sounds really excited about something, we can tell it, because we do a quick panel survey and get the analysis done.
But this is a common person survey.
Right.
So what are your competitors doing? Who are your competitors and what are they doing?
So our main competitors is a person with a phone, right? It's a call center. They have live agents and they are trying to contact people and talk to them and trying to assess all kinds of things, right? So if you want to do, let's say, a follow-up call after a technician have been to your house and installed the DVR or something, and you want to do that follow-up call, and your only job in life is just try to understand if that person had a good experience, a bad experience, you need to hire a whole lot of people to do it. We can do it automatically. We invite you to do this call through email, or we can call you. We just ask you, how was the experience? You answer, and we analyze it, and those who sounded like they had a really bad experience, we flag them up, and the operator can look at it and do something about it. And they don't need to pay call center agents to do that anymore. They can just use us.
So who are your customers?
So we work with large enterprise firms because we can be most beneficial when you have a volume problem. So we work with banks, telcos, and other Fortune 500 firms in different use cases to solve and answer different problems that they have that all have something in common. They need to talk to tons of people and analyze them.
So what do you think the market is for this?
Well, the market
How big do you think the market is?
The market is actually quite big. So our claim is that we can capture market share from the call center business, which is about $160 to $180 billion just in the US. The software market for telcos is also about $25 or $26 billion market. So there's a lot to capture from, or there's a lot to do.
A lot to disrupt.
Right. And we would like to think that we can replace, in many cases, the live operator with our system.
How so?
Because in many cases, you don't need a live operator if you want to do phone surveys. Right.
I think people would sound a lot more pissed off though if it was a computer than if it was a live operator. No.
And that is a great question. So what we say is, so as long as you have the right incentive, you'll do it, right? So if it's phone surveys and you're getting paid, you're getting compensated, that's fine. It's opt-in. You make the call, so you don't need a live operator in the back end. And a live operator cannot give you the type of analytics that we can provide you with. So that's one thing. The other thing is when you are really in need to accomplish a goal, for example, in recruiting, you just call, you complete the call, and you try to be the best that you can, even if you're talking to a machine. So with recruiting, we actually beat the completion rate in comparison to a live staffing agent. We do much better. We do 82% conversion rate on our email invitations are completed to a complete call. So there you go. All you need is the right incentive. And sometimes, we play around with the idea of putting celebrities on the phone. So, I'm calling you, and let's say I'm saying, hey, it's Shaq, and I have a few questions for you about your experience with Comcast. You're likely to complete the call.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So how did you meet Dave McClure?
So I met Dave while being in a hot seat at the VLab event. I was asking a question, and by asking the question, I was also saying what the company's doing. And Dave said, as I was walking back to my row, hey, I want to talk to you. So he gave me his card, and then we set up to meet, and we met over breakfast. We were both 1 hour late to the breakfast, so we kind of felt immediate bonding right there.
And he's still invested.
Exactly. So yeah, and he's awesome. I mean, ever since we got included in the 500 Startup program, we just meet this great group of people, and it's an awesome program.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Sure.